just waiting for those that are going to join online in about 40 seconds. Welcome to all those that have joined online. Nice to have you with us, and to those that are physically present here today. Good afternoon, I will say, because we are like 1 second past 12. So good afternoon, distinguished guests, family and friends, but most importantly to Natasha, to Shavana, to Sokiana, John, Elaine, Olesile, Talia, Pakama, Kaniji, Kanyesile, Ibrahim, Kelsey, Lalani, and Leonie. It is you that we are here to celebrate today. So congratulations and welcome. My name is Dr. Marla Coonan. I'm the Executive Dean for Strategy and Stakeholder Management here at the Da Vinci Institute. But today it is my pleasure and honor to be your Program Director, to be able to graduate you today alongside the procession that will come in. So I just wanted to give a couple of house rules, or as I say, Da Vinci doesn't have rules, so house comments before we start. So for those of you online, sorry that we are boring you with the detail, but you will just indulge us for a moment. Situated here in the front are the formal professional photographs that are going to be taken of you today. So there are two stations where you'll have your photograph. The first one will be here at this spot in front of the mace that will come there. So you need to turn and look at the camera to smile. The Senate and Council members will stand on either side of you. And then you will walk over to our registrar and you will stand on the little podium, and she will stand on the podium and she will cap you. At that moment you will graduate as you as an individual, but you will be graduated once we dissolve this. And then they will take a photograph of you at that point. I may be speaking at the same time you're walking, so please try focus on what you are doing in front of you, because the cameraman will be waving ferociously at you if you are not smiling. And the other and most important thing to remember is we do these small intimate graduations and we invite groups of people rather than big, because it is your moment in the sun and your moment to celebrate. It's taken a lot for you to get to this point. So please sing, dance, shout, scream, blow kisses at your family, do whatever you want at that moment and when you are there. And feel free to just celebrate it. Someone asked me if they could lie across the red carpet. I said with pleasure. The reality is, guys, if you try rush off, I will stop you from rushing off. So brace yourselves, for those of you that are more shy. To those that have joined us online, you will be able to see exactly what those seated are seeing, because it is exactly the same. I see it is very busy there on the online. You have lots of loved ones that have joined. And so please feel free to also shout, scream from afar. We won't hear you because it is muted. The other thing is it is live streaming to YouTube, and after your graduation it will be immortalized on YouTube. We take it down for a few minutes just to edit out one or two, if there's an or an R or something like that, and then it goes right back up, so you will also be able to get it on there. So let's stand for the academic procession and proceed. Seated. So as this is a formal proceeding, I'm required to ask our Senate member, who we've got Mr. Brian Scanlon joining us today, to be able to formally and officially open this as a legal congregation so that I have permission to graduate students. Senate member, could you please come forward and open the congregation? Thanks, Brian.
By the power invested in me as a member of the Senate of the Vinci Institute, I hereby constitute this congregation a lawful gathering of the Vinci Institute for Technology Management.
Thank you very much. We may now proceed with the rest of the occasion. So I will start off by saying we always like to try inspire our students, and today we are joined by a really remarkable guest speaker who has joined us at the back. But before I introduce her, I would like to introduce some of the other people in robes around the room, because although you are the most distinguished guests, they also have some distinguishing features. So at every graduation ceremony, we're required to have certain members join us so that we can have this as a legal gathering of the Institute. So to my left, as you've already heard, is the Senate. Our Senate committee is the highest academic decision-making body of the Institute. So Mr. Brian Scanlon is sitting over there and representing Senate today. To Brian's left is Dr. Franzel Deploy-Saliers, who has two roles. She's actually the chairperson of Senate, but she is also a representative on the Da Vinci Institute Council, and today she is the council representative here to witness this occasion. Next to her is Ms. Louise Fuller, who is our registrar, who will be legally capping you today. And to your side over there is Dr. Claudia Sigamoni, who is going to be your guest speaker today, and she's also one of our Da Vinci Institute alumni. Our CEO of the Da Vinci Institute, Professor Habia Klopper, has popped his head in to also be here at the graduation. He likes to try to attend all graduations, even if he is not in the procession. So he's at the back, and he is here to also welcome you today. There he is, Prof. Klopper. And then many executive and faculty members, Senate and Council members have also joined online today. So before we start the exciting festivities, I thought that perhaps we could inspire you with somebody who certainly is inspirational. Dr. Claudia Sigamoni is, as I've said, a Da Vinci Institute doctoral alumnus. But more than this, she's an academic, a businesswoman, and a corporate leader. She has really excelled in the last 20 years plus in strategic business development, managerial leadership, and corporate governance. She's been an academic for 15 years, and she's enjoyed various portfolios within various business schools, presenting her business understanding. She's also a research supervisor and a peer reviewer. But her role as a businesswoman and corporate leader is something that really is remarkable. She's managed to show by being CEOs and directors of organizations that she has influenced the management of people, the management of innovation, and the management of technology can be done in a systemic way. And by being a strategist and at the same time a Da Vincian, she's influenced multiple organizations by showing how the management of those aspects can be done ecosystemically rather than just in a linear fashion. I would say she's certainly a critical thinker who loves to empower women and individuals to maximize their potential. I said women first. She's done a lot of work into female empowerment, but she really is into personal empowerment, and she sees personal knowledge mastery, which, as you know, is one of the Da Vinci Institute aspects from TIPS. She sees that as a really important process and part of having a holistic individual. To address you today, I introduce you to Dr. Claudia Lavelle Sigamoni. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Program Director, the executives, and faculty of the Da Vinci Institution, thank you for this warm invite and for the warm introduction. It really feels so good And I share such a pride and a joy in standing amongst you today, because this is such a wonderful wow moment. And if some of you were in my class, I always tell you to embrace the wow moment, because they are far between what we actually go through and where we want to be. You have achieved what you set out to achieve, and you've accomplished this in a relatively short space. Now, when I say short space, I'm talking about the economic type of short space in terms of how you had to navigate through the challenges that you faced along the way. So therefore, I share your pride and your joy. It's such a heartfelt moment, and I want to congratulate each one of you graduates today. This is the reward of what you've put in, is seeing yourself sitting where you are, managing your emulations and your heartfelt goodness and grace and joy that you have with family and friends, as well as with your lecturers. So to the Da Vinci management and faculty, well done, we've made it. And at this point, if I was in church, I would have said a big amen. And to all the stakeholders out there who have made it in the countless times that you've been probably discriminated in some way to say, you know, lecturers, they would call you out from a quiet corner. And they would call you out, and some of you are smiling because you know this. They would call you out just to not pick on you, but just to embrace you and take you to another level. And so that was the secret behind doing all of that. And yet you have made it. And so you sit here today wanting to be inspired, and you need the necessary inspiration. You need the necessary encouragement, not only from myself, but from the entire proceedings of the ceremony. So embrace yourselves, graduates. You are here looking at listening to the wisdom, looking at people around you, and these are the dots that you're going to collect and connect along the way. Because like your other speakers have already mentioned, today is not the end of the journey. Today is the beginning of the journey. And you probably have begun it from the day that you knew you are coming to graduation this morning. But today opens up a different avenue. Today opens up another challenge. And it is quite a bright one, might I say. I also want to bring something else to your attention. You're waiting to accept and receive your certificates. But I want to tell you that the certificate is just but paper, due respect to the forest. But the opportunity is in that you are being developed, and you already are developed into systemic thinking, into becoming more and more courageous, into becoming analytical thought leaders and problem solvers. At Da Vinci, we talk about probing. And I'm sure by now you have already rounded up that by saying, look, when I get out there, I'm going to probe further and deeper and just become more encouraging and more enlightening, because what I've done, I don't think anyone else can do. But let me share this with you. It's no competition that you are here. You are here because you made it, because you wanted to make it. You've kept on the building of your resilience, and you have also encountered many problems and situations along the way. The disruptions that you faced and that we all face during these unprecedented times is too much to handle. And at times you must have said to yourself, I think enough is enough. I cannot get to this assignment. Oh, and unfortunately, the button crashed and your system crashed with it at midnight before you submitted. But I'm talking about those times where we face, as a country, as an economy. I'm talking about these unprecedented times and the challenges where the NDP, the National Development Plan, has prioritized the elimination of poverty, reduction of inequality, and the growing of inclusivity in the economy by 2030. I'm referring to the rising crime rates. They're not rising anymore, they have risen. and they continue to rise. I'm talking about the inequalities that we find in the poverty-stricken environments, the inaccessibility to healthcare, to education, and other means of us to create a better life for ourselves. And so we start talking about the transdisciplinary thinking about higher education and in favor of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Programs. This transdisciplinary thinking then begins together with multiple lenses of the sustainable development framework to achieve the deliverables of graduates, to achieve the deliverables of those who become an enabler, an enhancer. And that is what I'm seeing here this morning. Moreover, the COVID-19 period has amplified the inequalities. They have amplified the societal injustices. And let alone we speak of the historical injustices. So, graduates, there's a lot of work to be done, as you can hear. It is also evident in South Africa and other African countries that in 2015, South Africa became a signatory of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG. And this was to be attained of the ambition of the SDG, and this is now more likely to happen through an interactive, a collaborative, and a coordinated approach. And in many countries, we see the deprivation of resources. We see how constrained and how poorly infrastructured some of the countries are becoming. But there are still opportunities through the innovation and through skills revolution to leapfrog you into the journey towards the SDG and the attainment of the goals. This, however, requires human capacity. And this realization is partly an undertaking of higher education. Higher education progression details and entails disciplinary. And it entails inter and multi and trans and cross-disciplinary education. And this calls for explicit and implicit institutional approach. It is time for you, graduates, to continue the belief in yourself, as you have so rightly and so well accomplished over the last few months and the last few years. Place the belief in yourself and take your rightful place in society and become co-creators of this reality. It's here and now, and it's today. It is time for you to become part of the ecosystemic workforce and become resilient, become unstoppable, exactly how you have been to sit here this morning. Remember, the certificates are just not something that you can put up on a frame and let it be. And perhaps some might have said, I just want the qualification. Some might have said, I need it for my job satisfaction. Some might have even said, look, but my parents want me to do this. Whatever the reason is, there's knowledge, and the most value that comes out of the certificate is where you are embedding the three concepts that the Da Vinci Institution holds very dear, and that is being agile, engaged, and aligned. Together with your personal attributes and together with the societal values that will enable you to be partner in the global economy. Your co-creating abilities and your sustainabilities will transform societies, and this is what you are doing this morning. You're not just sitting here to partake of your graduation ceremony. There's a lot that's running on in your mind right now, and I'm sure you've listened to many speakers. I want to quickly share a story with you of a young man. The author was anonymous, and I tried to look up the author yesterday. I could not find it still. But the story goes like this. This young man was sitting at graduation, and before he sat at graduation, he was getting prepared for himself in the morning. And his dad came to him and said, look, I've got a present for you. Now, knowing that he's always taken his dad to the sport dealer shop around the corner. He thought his dad is going to buy him the sport vehicle. And when he got to the morning, he went to his dad and he asked his dad, "So Dad, what do you have for me? What is this big gift that's been such a secret?" Thinking in his mind that it is the vehicle of his dreams. His dad then reached out into his desk and he took out a little box, a neatly covered, wrapped box with a huge ribbon, and he gave it to his son. And the son was very depressed, and he said to himself, "But Dad, don't you see the look on my face?" And his dad said to him, "But my child, you have accomplished so much. Can you not put on a little smile for what you're going to find in the box?" And as hard as the son tried, he could not. He opened up the box, and there was a Bible. And he thought to himself, "But am I really receiving a Bible for my graduation and all my efforts?" And he became a bit sarcastic with his dad. And so the dad was very upset and sad, and he left the box behind, and so life continued. The boy grew up, had a fully functional business, a global business. He had a family that was very lovely, loving family, and one day he realized, "I need to go visit Dad." As he was preparing to visit his dad, he received a telegram, and the telegram said, "So sorry, but your dad has passed." He was grief-stricken that he didn't see his dad for so long. So he hurried on along to the mansion, along to the estate. Being the only son, the entire estate was left to him. So he started looking around his dad's papers in the very same office where he stood years before. And he found this little box. And as he was going through the Bible, there lay right at the back an envelope. When he opened the envelope, he found the keys to the vehicle that he had wanted. So the boy that was once unappreciative and very ungrateful and thought the certificate was a mere piece of paper because he looked at material things. He was distraught, he was distressed, and he didn't know who to turn to. And the story continues where he started looking at changes in his life, and because he had a huge business, a global business, he could reach people that other smaller organizations could not have reached. Graduates, you are here today. Become grateful for your achievement from deep inside. Become grateful not because you had your assignments that were over 90%. Become grateful for what you have achieved this morning. Become an economic influencer. To say that education is important is rather an understatement. Education is a weapon to improve one's life, to improve oneself. It is probably the most important tool you would ever have to change your life and those that are around you. The Da Vinci Institute has shaped my thinking, and it has really shaped my perspective on organizations and how to manage goals and responsibilities and how to manage several different industries. Try and have a voice in the ecosystem, because graduates, today you are sitting here, and when we start digging deeper into the NDP and the SDG, we find out that our economy needs help, our society needs you, the graduate that is now educated. So what I see in front of me is a breed of leaders that are courageous, with intelligence, and with intellectual abilities and skills that are needed to function in a modern business world. The decisions you made a few years ago, and this is my favorite, your decision determines your destiny. And you might have heard me say that before. Your decision that you made a few years ago now determines your destiny. You have the innate ability to do anything you set out to do and take your place in leading change. The traditional approaches, as you know, to higher education are fast becoming irrelevant due to the rapid global digitization. And in closing, I want to leave this with you. Be unsatisfied with the ordinary. See change as an opportunity to catapult you to the next level. Be a disruptor with new thoughts and with creative energies. And I want to leave you with this. A tax collector, you might know of him, his name is Matthew. And in the 7th chapter of his book, he says, "Ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you." Graduates, congratulations. Be wise. Go out and conquer the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sigamoni. I should have said Doctor, because she actually does also have a PhD in ministry and theology over and above her doctorate from her PhD from Vinci. So thank you very much for inspiring us. I think that for me, besides all the messages and life messages in that, the connecting and collecting of dots is one of the Vinci lenses that we refer to as collectology, is really something critical because it is asking us to see beyond and to not only look right in front of us. And if you think of the story Dr. Sigamoni told of the boy with the Bible as the gift with the keys at the back, part of that lesson was what Dr. Sigamoni told you. But for me, and this is my perception of the story, is the fact that when we only look at what's right in front of us and we don't appreciate the things that are right in front of us, we might miss the things to come. And if he had appreciated what his father was trying to teach him, he would have found the gift many years before. And so I hope you all know that your knowledge is a gift and you need to use it. That piece of paper, as Dr. Sigamoni says, that sits on the wall is only a piece of paper until you actualize that piece of paper. What are you going to do with that qualification that you're about to be given? How are you going to influence humane and sustainable societies? How are you going to influence your own family, your own circumstances and surroundings, and the fact that you can continually group and remake yourself into whatever you wish to be? I think that's something we seldom understand about ourselves, is that we have the ability to stop, pause, and re-engage whenever we need to. But too often, we put so much pressure on ourselves that we don't repurpose our existence, we don't repurpose ourselves, and we just stick to one vision that we have almost stuck on. And I hope what your qualification affords you is the opportunity to repurpose your reality into what you wish for it to be. So thank you very much, Dr. Sigamoni, for inspiring us. And no doubt we're at the part now you've all been waiting for, which is for you to be able to graduate. So what I will need to do is I will need to ask permission from Senate in order to graduate you. And then, as I said, your name will be called. You will come here. I will be saying your project title. You will walk over there, and then Brian and Dr. Deploy Saliers will stand as Senate and Council representatives for you to smile. You will then go on to Louise to be capped. And the other thing is, if your family want to take photos or your friends or whatever it is, feel free to smile, wave, blow kisses, do whatever you want. But please make sure that your professional photos are taken. And you will see they will frantically wave at you if you are not indicating with a nod of your head or a smile that you are looking at them. So I'm going to now ask, before I request this, I would like to call on Ms. Corin Verster, who joins us as part of our associate faculty from Cornerstone, to be able to come up here and congratulate the students. Corin, to you, I know Tsola Fellows joining us online and isn't here from F&B. I want to thank F&B as well as our associate faculty of Cornerstone for all you do to enrich the banking sector from your side, from a knowledge management perspective, contribute to the Vinci Institute as associate faculty, as well as what F&B does to sponsor students and increase the educational value of employees throughout. So thank you very much. And so you will then, Corin will stand alongside to congratulate you as well. Right, so Senate member, I request to you to confer the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management on the candidates I will be presenting to you today. Thank you. I've now been granted permission to award your qualifications. And so I always say it's not always easy being the first, but Shivani, you don't have to worry because Natasha's actually first, but she's online. So Shivani, you're actually second. So Natasha Azaram joins us online. I'm going to make them spotlight her and see if she'll, oh, she's clapping there, I can see. Natasha, aren't you going to turn on your camera? I see someone else clapping for her. So ladies and gentlemen, our first candidate I present to you today is Natasha Azaram. Natasha's project title is Minimizing Banking Risk and Creating Efficiencies Through the Automation of Procurement Compliance Documents. Natasha, I always like to say a little something about students' work, and when we look at the management of technology and the management of innovation, it is supposed to increase our levels of agility. And when I look at your study, which brought in innovative ways to deal with technologies within your environment, I want to say that the practice of operationalized ideation was something I really saw in your study. It is not only about the operational process, but rather as seeing operations as something that can be innovative and ideated about. So although you've taken something that some people would find a little bit dry in terms of risk and efficiencies, you have made it remarkable by managing technology and innovation and ensuring operationalized ideation. Congratulations to you, and thank you for joining us online. You're welcome to unmute if you want to say anything, but if you don't want to, you can just wave, no problem. So I see Natasha's clapping. She's not quite unmuting her mic. Congratulations to you and the Asaram family today. You should be very proud of yourself. Congratulations. So we're starting off with a really big achievement. Shivani Bop is coming forward. Please come forward. I would like you to give Shivani an extra round of applause as she is receiving her qualification cum laude. Shivani's project title is Investigating and Understanding Customer Complaints to Improve Client Retention. So I would like to say to you in terms of this, Shivani, that understanding people and how to manage people is really important. But in an economy that is really struggling, client retention is a critical strategic objective of organizations. And through you probing reflective practices, which is one of the practices of TIPS, you have shown ways that your organization can retain customers. And I want to congratulate you for this, as well as your cum laude. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Bob family. Well done. Okay, so they say rather late than never, Sokiana. So I'm very happy that you are here. Congratulations, and now you gave me a hard surname to present. I don't know if I'm going to do it correctly, so you need to correct me if I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Sokiana Bozigo. Not? Oh, Sukaina Bozigo. Now remember, Sukaina Bozigo. Congratulations. And it actually is spelled like that, Sukaina, so I didn't spell it out well. Sukaina's project title was an exploration of the inefficiencies within the compliance referral process in relation to international SWIFT payments. Sukaina, I want to say to you that by looking at things like customer complaints, which is not always the most pleasant area to explore, because it is actually, it's there, you better smile first, then I'll disrupt you. So you missed me saying you're not allowed to leave, so now you've got to stand. Everyone's standing, I'm not singling you out. So by looking at inefficiencies within the processes, it's often challenging because you're almost pointing out the negativities or the challenges. But what I really appreciated about your study is that by looking at the inefficiencies, you try to find more effective ways by trying to find forms of integration and trying to see multiple realities which from our perspective we say is looking at things ecosystemically, because you look at the world through different lenses like the micro, the meso, the macro, and the exco. So to you today, Sakena, I hope you are extremely proud of yourself. You've achieved a remarkable achievement. Congratulations. As I said, yes, you see, now that's what I wanted to see. I'm waiting for you to dance, John, because Sakena just did a nice peace sign there. You're welcome to do whatever you want. Congratulations, Sakena. The next candidate I present to you is John Alexander de Kock. Congratulations. John's project title is The Effect of the COVID-19 Pandemic on the Mental and Physical Well-Being of the Workforce. So I want to say to you today, John, that I really think, first of all, you've shown both agility. I will be in trouble, so let me let you smile. You have shown both agility and engagement within your study. You looked at the holism of individuals, so you took a really strong social and emotional intelligence in terms of your understanding of what it impacted people. The reason I also feel that it is agile is because of the fact that you shifted this towards the pandemic and made it extremely relevant to our current environment, our current climate and circumstance. But in order to be truly engaging, you have to facilitate conversation, engage creative networks, you have to probe reflective practices, have both social and emotional intelligence, and truly understand cross-cultural engagements. I think you did a sterling job of really trying to understand those engagement practices and competencies in your project. Congratulations. I present to you Elaine Elizabeth de Nobrega. Congratulations. Did I say your surname wrong? How is it pronounced? De Nobrega. Okay. I prefer, because of critical cross-field in terms of cross-cultural engagements, I need to try to get it correct. It is your moment, de Nobrega. So Elaine, I would like you to give her a huge round of applause because Elaine received her qualification cum laude. To the de Nobrega family, we congratulate you on Elaine's achievement. Your project title was The Impact of Digitizing Operational Processes on Improving, don't run away, on improving client service in private banking. I said earlier that one of the biggest things that is a challenge is looking at processes and trying to understand it, but being systemic in nature. And I think you had a bit of a tough task because you were looking at trying to ideate operationalization of something very process-driven, but you also had to consider the management of people extensively. So you were able to operationalize ideation, and I therefore think the processes you've come up with will be extremely engaging and will be able to really help towards the management of your clients in your organization. Congratulations. To the de Nobrega family, we say congratulations on that cum laude as well. Now my mouth is dry and I really wanted to get your name right. Olesile Faith Dlamini, congratulations. Project title, The Impact of Improving the Disputes and Fraud Reporting Procedures and on client satisfaction. So I'll tell you what I say to all the people that do something related to this is, first of all, you are bold and brave. Because to look at something like disputes and fraud is not for the faint of heart. But I think when we look at procedures in relations to client services, sometimes organizations really miss the mark. And in looking at things like facilitating conversation with clients and really having a deep understanding that when dealing with things like fraud and people's money being taken away and all those type of things, it really requires deep social and emotional intelligence. I think you've reflected these practices in your study, and I congratulate you today. And to the whole Dlamini family, may they be very proud of you. Congratulations. I'm not hearing enough shouting, screaming, ululation today. I really thought I was going to hear it. Stories. Our next candidate I present to you today is Talia Faith Hilzebecher. Congratulations. Project title, an evaluation of the business intelligence environment to streamline current processes. I think when we look at streamlining processes, it is really important to do problem probing, because what problem probing shows is that we have a deep understanding of not just in time, but rather to understand who we're dealing with more systemically and holistically and the individuals we're impacting. I really do think, Talia, that when you were evaluating this, you managed to do that because you truly evaluated the holistic picture rather than just looking at something for just in time for your organization. So I congratulate you for this achievement. Well done. I now introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Pakama Rose Mhlana. Congratulations. Pakama's project title is The Role of Bank Assurance in Growing First National Bank Ghana's Financial Footprint. So when we look at growth and sustainability, I think it is really important to be able to understand cross-cultural engagements, and this is something you have certainly done. It's not an easy task to take your brand into new and developing markets. And I congratulate you on doing this, and I hope to see a lot of engaged creative networks through your study and also the facilitation of conversation cross-continentally. Congratulations. To the Mhlana family, I hope you stand in pride today with Pakama on this remarkable achievement. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Carnegie Naidu. Congratulations. Project title, an exploratory study of the benefits of staff retention in the Forex Product House. So Carnegie, if you know me, you will know that when I think about intellectual capital and staff retention, it is something that I really do find important. We've got a massive brain drain in our country, and too often we allow people to go because organizations do not have nurturing cultures that make people want to stay. And I think it is critically important that we look at retention strategies. I congratulate you today and the whole Naidu family. Well done. So Kanyasile, you're also going to make me click now on your surname. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Kanyasile Nkasana. Congratulations to you. My mouth is too dry for this today. Project title for Kanyasile is The Effect of Uncontrolled Investment Outflows on Profitability in the Investment Pillar Business. So I will say to you, at every time I have to do some of the financial ones, when I see some of the financial projects, Brian, I think, could you not have read this for me and interpreted it for me? But what I want to say is, I really think that you've taken a very systemic approach to business understanding in this, and that's not something easy, because it means that you've looked at the sum of the parts that makes up the whole in order to try shift your business reality for those employed in your organization. And this is not an easy task, and I congratulate you on attempting to do this in a study, because it is quite challenging indeed, and it was a very interesting to see how we could systemically look at things rather than just in a straightforward linear approach. Congratulations. I hope the whole family is proud. Yes, thank you. Yes, I like the spunk there. I introduce you to Ibrahim Sali. Congratulations. Ibrahim's project title is an investigation into improving staff performance within the new normal. As I'm sure you understand from me now, Ibrahim, that the management of innovation and people is really important to me because it means engagement. And I think you really tried to look at innovative ways when you looked at trying to improve staff performance in a new co-created reality. I like the approach you took on took on co-creation, which showed something very different in terms of reality creation, because you spoke about a new world, and it was very fascinating to me the way you took that approach. Facilitation of conversation, to probe reflective practices, to look at how we can engage people and engage the networks within the organization, and to have a deep understanding of our social intelligence, but also our emotional, and not just looking at the bottom line. Congratulations. To the Sali family, I hope as Ibrahim gets capped, you are extremely proud of his remarkable achievements. You are welcome to do whatever photos you want now, Ibrahim. I introduce you to the next candidate, Kelsey Bernadette Uren. Congratulations. Kelsey's project title is The Impact of Undocumented Processes on Workflow in Exchange Control. I think that it is something when you point out things, as I said to someone earlier, negative aspects or things an organization is not doing well, it requires you to be a deep listener and to be someone who could actually probe reflective practices, because you are actually impacting people's jobs and what they do. So I think you managed to pivot between being both agile and aligned, which is not always easy, because you try to look at people and those particular units, looking at different reasons like being more digitized, looking at different ideas and understandings, but you also at some level wanted to operationalize what you were doing. And I think for that, it looked at an agile and aligned approach to what you were doing, and I congratulate you for that. Well done. I now introduce you to Leilani van der Linde. Congratulations. So I know, yes, so don't worry, Leonie. Leilani is actually online. Sorry, I looked at Leonie because I wanted to say don't panic. Leilani, very good to see you. I knew you were online. So Leilani is joining us online. You can see her on the camera. Leilani's project title, you got some whistles here, which I hope you can hear, Leilani. Project title is The Impact of Virtual Training on Employee Engagement. So I think this is very interesting because we discussed the whole time at Vinci about how do we co-create realities online that feel the same as those in the physical reality. And I think it is in co-creating meaning and direction where if something adds value, the medium or the platform doesn't really matter as much. But I really think the way that you try to find the reasons so as to improve these mediated environments was really quite fascinating. And I look forward to seeing how your organization implements this to make it far more exciting and engaging going forward. I congratulate you. If you want to unmute, you can. But to you and the van der Linde family, congratulations. Thank you very much. And I now introduce to you Leonie van Jaarsveld. That's not going to be a loud enough clap for Leonie because she received her qualification cum laude. Leonie's project title was The Impact of Personal Development Plans on Private Banker Analysis, Retention and Growth. I won't pretend to understand the role of private banker analysts myself, but what I can certainly appreciate is towards personal development plans. I think if we don't have personal development plans in any form, it becomes highly problematic when we want to try and not only retain, whether it be staff members or it be clients. It doesn't matter in what context, and I like studies that are able to oscillate between the two, even if you looked at something specific. And I think from that perspective, it is about being engaging. And it is critical to also understand how to be aligned, because that is about co-create meaning and co-create direction. And I think that's something that you focused on quite a bit because you looked at things like the vision and the mission and trying to have for people to have a personal purpose or vision and mission, which is about co-creating direction. So for being both engaging and aligned, I congratulate you. Well done. To the Van Jaarsveld family, Leonie has certainly got spunk with her cum laude, so congratulations. I hope you got that skip and dance in the photos. We would once again like to thank Corin Verster as our associate faculty from Cornerstone, as well as First National Bank for investing in the students today. You may all be seated in terms of the procession and Corin. Thank you for being here with us. So I'd like to serenade you a little bit. And I was told once by somebody who actually loved me that I shouldn't even sing in the shower. So it will not be from me, but rather the Josie Opera, who are going to say to Natasha, to Shavana, to Sukyana, to John, to Elaine, to Olisile, to Talia, to Pakama, to Carnegie, to Kanyasile, to Ibrahim, to Kelsey, to Lilani, and to Leonie. Congratulations, and here is God Bless Africa. Sakana, sorry about that. I'm sure you agree, certainly talented voices that we have in our midst. So it is indeed my honor to be able to do the closing of your graduation ceremony today, as you sit here now as graduates of the Da Vinci Institute, but as achievers of a Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. Few people understand what a hard and arduous task this is for adult learners. It is not something that is easy. You all have families, commitments, work commitments, home commitments, a variety of other commitments, financial pressures, and you did it during a pandemic. This is no easy task at the best of times, but with such a massive shift in reality. Many of us have lost people during this period, and few people can say that they haven't. So I honor and pay tribute to all those that you wished could be here today, but unfortunately couldn't join you, and over and above that, to celebrate alongside those that do. And I remind you that our family names and where we come from is always the foundation of who we are. We might be like trees and grow various branches, which is what we hope for you when we speak about connecting and collecting the dots. We want them to stretch far and wide wherever you want them to be. But it is our roots that ground us and give us the foundation. I've always said to people, without roots, you cannot have wings. So I want to pay tribute to your roots today, whether you've married and changed your surnames or not. Those are the family representations that connect you to something larger than yourself. To the Asaram family, congratulations. To the Bop family, congratulations, and also for the cum laude your family received. To the Bozago family, congratulations on your achievements. The De Kock family, the Dinabrega family, and also to the Dinabrega family on the cum laude. To the Dlamini family, to the Hilzebecher family, to the Mahlana family, to the Naidu family, to the Nklasana family, to the Sali family, to the Uren family, to the Van der Linde family, and to the Van Jaarsveld family, and to the Van Jaarsveld family also on the cum laude. Congratulations, you have been the formation of our graduates today, and we congratulate you and your families on this remarkable achievement. So, in thinking of our childhood and where we come, I want to ask you, why do you think we lose our curiosity in life? It's a Motu institution, guys. Answer. Why do we lose our curiosity?
People start living within the lines and boxes, and they start just focusing on survival instead of actually building.
Beautiful example. Anything else? Education system. Totally. All systems, education systems, all systems box us in, tell us how to learn and what to do. Why else? Anyone here? I'll put you on the spot, Brian, Franzel.
Because we teach children to be obedient.
Yes, so there are too many rules, regulations, not enough self-discovery and exploration. Anything, Dr. Deploy Cilliers? We don't encourage people to question. What then is the purpose of a university or an institute of higher learning? Can any of you tell me? Deafening silence? No? Okay, to question, exactly. To find your voice, to discover new knowledge, to awaken your senses, to inquire about things, and to be able to have a hunger for experimentation and play. I want to encourage you today to never forget your childhood purpose, which was to explore, to discover, to have fun, to do all of those things. Because in adult life, they can be interpreted and they can be activated into incredible things. It is what makes you graduates today. Because you would never have finished a Da Vinci qualification if you had not inquired, if you were not curious, if you did not understand how to oscillate between different disciplines. I'm playing with Lego, and now I'm playing cars, and now I'm playing princess dolls, and now I'm swimming. Transdisciplinarity is about going across different disciplines. You would never have understood it if you didn't have a hunger to explore, to question the status quo, and to never stop being curious. Encourage it in yourselves. And if you have children and you see them being curious, try emulate their behavior as an adult and see where it gets you in terms of experimentation and discovery of new ideas and things. We tell ourselves, I can't draw, so I can't do art. I can't do this, so I can't do that. I can't dance, I've got 2 left feet. I can't sing, so I won't sing. Why not? Because the exploration of some of those things can free you. If dance makes you excited and you're too embarrassed to dance in front of someone, close the door and dance in your pajamas and feel that energy through your body to invigorate your mind. And in closing, I want to say to each and every one of you that you are remarkable because you are part of an elite few who start a qualification, who actually finish it. So if you ever question yourself whether you have tenacity, perseverance, whether you are curious, whether you're a critical thinker, I will answer that question for you. Yes, you are, because today you join the Da Vinci galaxy of remarkability. And as we put the galaxy up on the screen and you see the shining stars in front of you, I want you to know that there's one there for you, for Natasha, for Shavana, for Sakena, for John, for Elaine, for Kodesile, for Talia, for Pakama, for Carnegie, for Kanyasile, for Ibrahim, for Kelsey, for Lelani, and for Leonie. You are a Da Vinci remarkable shining star. You are someone who co-creates direction by giving vision and direction to people, a North Star, so to speak, because you are that type of leader. If you look up into the galaxy, we have mapped the cow of remarkability into actual stars. If you open your program on the first page, you will see etched into a constellation 2 2s. That stands for you, class of 2022. You will forever be a constellation in the Da Vinci galaxy for all time and eternity. And that means you are never alone. You will always have an academic home, regardless of where your path takes you. But I encourage you today to discover and experiment what your constellation looks like. So I don't know, Shavana, maybe yours looks like a chandelier, and maybe yours, John, looks like a bolt of lightning. You can tell me what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It is the way you join your stars to make your own unique constellation that will give you that path in each and every one of your lives. But as far as Da Vinci is concerned, you are the bright shining stars in our galaxy of remarkability. And we would love to track and see as your constellation evolves. So stay in touch with us. Keep coming to the events. Join us for further studies, or just connect with us so that we know about your achievements in your own lives, that we can showcase them to other Da Vincians to share and co-create together. Congratulations on your remarkable achievement. I ask everyone to give them a huge round of applause, our graduates. I ask Brian Scullin, as Senate representative, to dissolve this congregation.
As a member of the Senate of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute of Technology Management.
Thank you. We will now rise to sing the national anthem for the Republic of South Africa. We recognize some people may come from different countries or backgrounds, but our institute is registered in South Africa. Our qualifications are accredited. And although we believe that our students are able to go and explore the world, and they do, and we have many international students, we still pay tribute to the land that our Da Vinci House is situated on, and to those of you that are South African, and it has deep meaning for you as well. Once you have sung the national anthem, the academic procession will then leave to Guardiamus, and after that you will be invited outside to please come and join us to take some fun photos. There you can have all your crazy ones together or apart, with your families, without, and they'll be sent to you by your program convener. It's complimentary from my team to you, so there'll be a photographer there. It's not your formal photos, so don't worry about that. And then the academic procession, they are a very handsome and good-looking bunch. I'll tell them to please stand in your pictures, and Dr. Sigamoni hopefully will also be able to join us for your photographs so that it is immortalized for you, your wonderful and incredible achievement. Please, to those of you online, unfortunately, your photographs will have to be selfies, and then we can Photoshop you into the photos. And please open your fridges, cooler boxes, or wallets and enjoy something to eat or drink. For the rest of you, refreshments are served to the left as you walk outside. Please enjoy them and enjoy your time with us. Please rise for the national anthem.
Sisi kelele